Kelly Kraskoff. She's going to be leaving us to go run the Fever again. Super happy for her. She was a huge part of our front office. And
at the end of the day, it's not about the officiating tonight, for sure. I mean, we've got to be better defensively.
Caitlin Clark's rookie season with the Indiana Fever has been nothing short of legendary. She's breaking records left and right, bringing in massive crowds, and making the WNBA more exciting than ever. But behind the scenes, things aren't looking so rosy. The Fever just dropped a bombshell that's got everyone talking. What's going on with Clark and her team? Let's talk about the bombshell first. The Fever just announced Kelly Koff is coming back to lead the team. That's huge. Koff was there when the Fever were at their best, and now she's back to turn things around. But why now? Imagine this. Clark's out there breaking the single-season assist record and setting the rookie points record. She's got fans packing the stands like never before. It's insane. But here's the crazy part. Even with Clark's superstar performance, the Fever are still struggling. They can't seem to get it together as a team. So now everyone's wondering, will Koff's return change everything for Clark and the Fever? You won't believe what could happen next. Hold up. Forget about Koff for a second. Clark's rookie season is where the real drama's at. She's breaking records left and right, but there's a catch. What's the one thing holding back this phenomenal rookie from taking the Fever to the top? You know how rookies usually take time to adjust? Well, Clark's doing things we've never seen before. She's out there shattering the single-season assist record and setting the rookie points record like it's no big deal. Fans are packing the stands to see her play, and the WNBA is more exciting than ever. But here's the thing, even with all that talent, Clark's facing some serious challenges. Imagine being a rookie and racking up 6 technical fouls in your first season. That's intense.
She is one technical foul away from potentially being suspended a game, and that is causing a lot of concern all over this nation. I would think the referees will do a little bit more in trying to make sure the star of this basketball league do not get suspended.
And it's not just the refs giving her a hard time. Gino Auriemma, one of the biggest names in women's basketball, had some harsh words for Clark's situation. Auriemma said, "Clark's on the wrong team and deserves better."
This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie.
Ouch. He's basically saying the Fever aren't doing enough to support their star player. And you know what? He might have a point. Remember Clark's WNBA debut? She had 10 turnovers, the most ever for a player in their first game. Talk about a rough start. But here's where it gets interesting. Even with those early struggles, Clark kept pushing forward. During a playoff game against the Connecticut Sun, things got heated. A fan started heckling Clark, and it got so bad that security had to step in. The WNBA didn't mess around, making it clear they won't tolerate that kind of behavior. But through it all, Clark kept her cool and put up 25 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds. That's impressive under pressure. After the season, Clark took a hard look at her performance. She said, "I'm a tough grader. I feel like I had a solid year. I know there's a lot of room for me to continue to improve." That's the kind of attitude you want to see from a rookie superstar. Fever coach Christy Sides knows the pressure Clark's under. She said, "We've got to teach her what these games are going to look like for her every single night, and we've got to eliminate some of that pressure for her." It's clear the team needs to step up and support their star player better. Speaking of pressure, you know what's really putting the squeeze on Clark? It's not just the expectations, it's what's happening on the other side of the court. The Fever's defense is so bad, it's like they're playing with only 4 players. How does a team go from having the #1 draft pick to being a defensive disaster? Let's break it down. The Fever ranked 2nd worst in the league for defense last season. That's not just bad, it's embarrassing. And you know who's feeling the heat from this mess? Caitlin Clark. She's out there trying to work miracles on offense while the defense is basically handing out free points to the other team. Now, you might be thinking, isn't defense supposed to be a team effort? Well, someone forgot to tell former head coach Christy Sides. Her defensive strategies were about as effective as a screen door on a submarine. One source straight up said, "Christy Sides has turned the Indiana Fever into a defensive disaster zone." Ouch.
At the end of the day, It's not about the officiating tonight, for sure. I mean, we've got to be better defensively.
Handle those things. It's not going to be perfect. Those guys aren't going to be perfect. We're not perfect. But I think we lost some time with, with that frustration. So,
But here's where it gets really crazy. Clark's out there breaking records left and right, but it's like she's fighting an uphill battle. Every time she scores, the other team just waltzes down the court and scores right back. It's like watching a really intense game of ping pong, except Clark's the only one with a paddle on her team. You want to know how bad it is? One source said, it's almost like they forgot that stopping the other team from scoring is actually part of the game. I mean, come on, that's basketball 101, right? So here's Clark, trying to carry the team on her shoulders, but the defense is like a huge weight dragging her down. She's putting up incredible numbers, but at the end of the day, if your team can't stop the other side from scoring, those numbers don't mean much in the win column. Think about it. Clark's individual success is off the charts, but the team's still struggling. It's like she's starring in her own highlight reel while the rest of the team is in a blooper compilation. That's gotta be frustrating for a rookie who's used to winning. Just when you thought the Fever couldn't get any hotter, they dropped a bombshell that's got the whole league talking. Kelly Koff is back in the building, and she's not here for a reunion tour. What does her return mean for Clark and the team's struggling defense? Kelly Koff isn't just any old hire. She's like the Fever's secret weapon from the past. Back in the day, Koff was the mastermind behind the team's golden era. We're talking championships, people. She knows what it takes to build a winning team, and now she's back to work her magic again. But here's the thing. Koff's not just coming back to relive the glory days. She's got a mission, and it's all about fixing what's broken.
Those top 3 to 4 players, certainly it can change your franchise, and it's somebody that you want to continue to build around. It's exciting. It's exciting for our fans and our team.
Remember how we talked about the Fever's defense being a total disaster? Well, Koff's got plans to change all that. Fans are going crazy over this news. They're hoping Koff can do for Clark what she did for other star players back in the day. Imagine Clark with a solid team around her. That's the dream Koff's trying to make a reality. Koff's not messing around either. She straight up said, "This is a new beginning. The Fever have been a little lost for the past few seasons." That's like a coach saying, "All right, team, forget everything you think you know. We're starting from scratch."
And I think it's great for our franchise. It's great for our fans, and we're excited to see who can join us. And very excited to start this new chapter in my life and new chapter in my career.
Now, you might be wondering, can one person really change everything? Well, with Koff, it's not just about her. It's about her whole approach. She's known for building teams that work together, not just relying on one superstar. Think about it this way. Koff's like a master chef. Clark's the main ingredient, but Koff knows you need the right mix of everything to make a championship-winning recipe. She's looking at the whole picture, not just focusing on Clark. But here's where it gets really interesting. Koff's got a history of picking out amazing players in the draft. She's the one who brought in Tamika Catchings back in the day. Now, imagine what she could do with Clark already on the team. It's like giving a master painter the best canvas and paints. The possibilities are endless. Fans are pumped, and for good reason. They're hoping Koff can work her magic and turn the Fever into a powerhouse again. But it's not just about winning games. It's about building a team that Clark can really shine in.
Kelly Kraskoff, she's going to be leaving us to go run the Fever again. Super happy for her. She was a huge part of our front office.
So here's the big question. Can Koff's return be the missing piece that turns Clark and the Fever into WNBA champions? It's not going to be easy, but with Koff's track record and Clark's talent, anything's possible. All right, let's talk about what's next for Clark and the Fever. We've seen Clark's incredible talent, but the team's still struggling. Now, with Kelly Koff back in charge, things could really change. The pressure's on for the Fever's front office. They've got to build a team that can actually win with Clark. Fans are expecting big things, and they want to see the Fever back in championship contention. Clark knows she's got room to improve, saying, "I feel like I had a solid year. I know there's a lot of room for me to continue to improve." But it's not just about her. The whole team needs to step up. So here's the big question. Can Kelly Koff turn Clark and the Fever into WNBA champions? It's going to be exciting to see what happens next.